I did make probably the biggest investment in my health ever to date.
What?
So I signed up for a 6-month program. It's called Fit and Functional. Basically, this girl, Jen Sino, her Instagram handle is Life as Jen with 2 N's. She is this brilliant, amazing, smart professional. I don't know her exact title. I'm not going to pretend like I do. And she runs a 6-month program for gut healing, hormone balancing, metabolism building, basically everything that I so desperately need. And I've been eyeing this for a while. There's so many programs out there, but this one specifically, I decided to go with because her posts on Instagram, like she focuses a lot on like hormones and like the female cycle, and basically like we've talked about on this podcast before, like how you should eat and work out during each phase of your cycle. Like they teach you how to do that stuff, and they teach you like,
oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. And they teach you basically, like I was going over all the modules today. They like, there's this whole thing, like you start with drainage pathways. Yes. Right. They teach you how to drain your pathways because you basically, I was honestly scared going through like the intro videos today because they were like basically like telling me to prepare for like a whole bunch of like horrible side effects because they put you through like a whole body like detox. And we're talking about like, oh, like don't be afraid if like, you know, you have like really bad acne flare up while you're detoxifying, or like you gain weight, or if you experience like severe discomfort or whatever. But I've been eyeing this program for a while. They had their enrollment closed for the past like 2 to 3 months. And I saw the other week that they were finally accepting like new, what do you call them? Patients? I don't know. It's not new patients or whatever. And so I put my name on the wait list. I found out there was almost 2,000 girls on the wait list, and enrollment opened up this morning at 9 a.m. And I got one of the 57 spots out of the 2,000 girls.
Wait, so was it just like by chance, or how does that work?
First come, first serve. The first one to pay.
Oh my gosh.
Essentially.
Oh,
I know.
So you were one of the first to pay.
Like basically like you put your name on a wait list. They send you an email at 9 a.m. on the day that enrollment opens, and you click it. And then basically you just have to like enter your name and your credit card information, press submit, and then you're basically in. And then they send you like this whole intro email on like what to expect. The program starts January 9th, which kind of sucks because now I have to wait like 2 months to get started. And I'm obviously like really anxious and excited, but I think it's almost perfect timing because I can like be bad during holidays.
Yes, it's literally perfect. Wait, I'm so happy for you. So what, like, how does it work? Is it like, do you work like one-on-one with someone?
Yep. Yeah.
Is it like similar to Healthy Gut Club in the sense where they like work one-on-one with you?
Yeah. So it's very similar to Healthy Gut Club. Honestly, the biggest difference for me for choosing this one was the hormone aspect and how knowledgeable Jen is in PCOS specifically, which is something that I have.
Okay, so she's like, that's like an area of expertise.
Yeah, like a huge area.
You know what's so funny is I literally was talking to Cece the other day about doing the Healthy Gut Club. So that's really weird that you just said that. Yeah.
Oh my God,
that's crazy.
Do it.
Literally insane.
What was I gonna say? January 9th it starts, but by the time. Yeah, so you get paired with a one-on-one specialist. They come up with like a protocol for you. I'm really excited to do the GI map and finally get to poop in a bag and send it off to a lab. But then they also do a hair sample. So you have to cut off a piece of your hair and send it in. And allegedly the hair sample is better at detecting stuff more than a blood sample.
For what?
I don't know.
Like for your food allergies, you mean?
I have no idea.
It must be food allergies.
I have no idea.
Because blood is usually food.
Yeah. I don't know. Honestly, check out, like I said, their Instagram is Life as Jen with 2 N's on Instagram. They were featured in Forbes and Birdie. So I feel like they're pretty
Who do you
legit.
like, just for people, because I know we've been talking about gut health for like a few months now, but for those who might be new, who do you recommend this for? Or like what type of people would benefit from this? What like have you gone through that you think people listening or who are going through something similar could benefit? I know you said PCOS.
Yeah, I think anyone that, you know, suspects that they have a hormone imbalance, a thyroid problem, their gut needs healing. Like if you are experiencing, you know, severe bloat and pain every single time that you eat, like that's not normal. Basically me. I basically just have a bunch of symptoms that I just got sick of living with and finally decided to do something about. But yeah, I mean, if you go to their website and check out what their program entails, I think you could basically figure it out if you'd be a good candidate. I know that they said that vegetarian, it's not impossible for a vegetarian or vegan to do the program. She just says that because I'm pescatarian, I eat salmon. That's pretty much it. But they did say on the website that usually vegetarians, pescatarians, anyone that doesn't eat meat has the most work to do. So when their labs come back, they're usually the most like,
oh really?
Yeah, they usually have the most work to do.
Interesting.
Which is interesting. And they're I don't want to put words into their mouth, but from what I've gathered, they're anti-birth control.
Right.
Which I
well,
stand
makes sense
by.
because of like the hormone aspect
right.
of it, of like your like birth control has obviously a lot of hormonal effects.
Yeah, and you can read Jen's story. Jen's gone through the whole thing. She was on birth control for 8 years, got off, experienced painful periods for 2 years, and then finally figured it out, and now she's teaching it, and I'm excited.
That's so exciting. Well, I'm happy
better
for
freaking work because it's really expensive.
Really?
But yeah. But it's an investment.
It's an investment. I think like I work with a personal trainer and he's amazing. For those of, I don't even know if I've talked about on the podcast.
No.
His name is Mike Soares. His company is called New Human. He's awesome at what he does. Can't speak highly enough of him. And it's expensive, obviously, but I think one thing he says is he's like, listen, it's a lot of money, but like it's about whether or not you're willing to invest in your health. And like you think about like an average lifestyle, like I would look at my life and I'm like, okay, from like a health perspective, I eat out, like I go out to these like really expensive dinners all the time. And it's like $80 here, $100 there, like whatever. And then you look at something and you're like, well, it's, you know, $200 a month or $400 a month to do something, and you're like, that's too much money. But you're not thinking about the fact that you spend $200 a week on online shopping or, right. you know, $200 a week going out to like really expensive dinners. So I think it's just about like realigning and being like, what am I going to prioritize and like, what am I going to invest in? So I think if it's your health, I think it's always a good idea, especially I know it's been something that you've been talking about for so long. So I'm really happy for you.
I know. I had to sit down Mystery Man and tell him that the fun stops in January, or honestly now, because I know it's going to be a complete lifestyle change. Like, one, financially, like this is a huge financial take on, and they said to prepare to spend between $100 to $200 on just supplements every single month. So that doesn't even count towards the actual program. And so I was like, you know, I'm not going to be able to go out to eat as much as you. Well, you can go without me, but like, I'm just wanting to let you know that if you actually want me to do this, it's going to be a sacrifice for the both of us. Like, we're going to do less cool things. Well, not we, but I won't be able to do as many cool things. And
right.
He was on board. And I know they're going to tell me to cut back on drinking, drink more water, get more sleep, eat breakfast, all the things I don't do.
Yeah.
So it's going to like be a complete 180 of a lifestyle change. And I'm extremely nervous.
Don't be nervous. The cool thing is like you already do so many. I think you and I are both people that already do the most. And I think TikTok doesn't help that. We're constantly like, how do I be really, really healthy? How do I do this? Like doing a parasite cleanse, doing this, doing like a million different things, where I know my boyfriend, like Michael, he always says, he's like, Shannon, you're constantly like trying, like you're so obsessed with being healthy to the point where it's like unhealthy.
Right.
And I think one reason why like I like to work with my trainer and I like I'm considering the Healthy Gut Club and everything like that is because there's an element of stress where having someone else stress about it for you and tell you, hey, this is what you should do is so refreshing mentally versus like constantly being like, okay, well, you know, this person on TikTok says I should be eating 33 times a day to like, you know, help feel better and to like, you know, get glowy skin. But then this other person says I should intermittent fast. And this person says I should fast for 3 days and eat every other day because like that's actually what's best for your digestive system and for your hormones. And like it's so much information that like you try to do all of it and it stresses you out. And it gets so restrictive to the point where like it's kind of unhealthy. So I think like there's a part of me that's like, you're actually probably going to feel like you're like, yes, putting a lot of work towards it, but you're already like, you already do doing so many things that it's probably going to be refreshing to just be like doing one thing that you're told to do. Cause I don't know. I feel like us women, people underestimate us. We're pretty good at being consistent and following directions. Like I told my trainer, I was like, you can literally tell me to do anything and I will do it. Like, don't doubt that. Like I will do anything that I need to do. Because that's just the type of person that I am. I think the area that a lot of us struggle in is, as girls, we're like, we don't know where the problem is. Like I'm having issues with PMS. Like I'm having hormonal issues. I feel moody. Like I feel puffy. I feel bloated all the time. I feel constipated. Like, and you're trying to treat all these different things and there's all this like inconsistency. So I do think that if you're listening to this and you, like my best friend, Ashley, actually, she completed the Healthy Gut Club and she feels amazing. And she did not feel great for honestly years. And what she said was very, very impactful. She was like, when you reach a point where so many things are wrong and you can't even pinpoint like what it is that's wrong and where it's coming from, that's how you know that you probably should start working with someone and you should take that investment in your health.